Good evening, Baltimore, and thank you for joining us for our 2022 Vigil of Remembrance. This evening's vigil is about holding space and remembering those who we lost this past year, including to violence, fatal overdose, COVID-19, and suicide. And today, as we honor those from 2022, our hearts are still heavy for the mass shooting that we had in Emerson Village today as well, in honoring the young life lost and all those impacted. We remember those that we've lost as people, not numbers, as parents, not headlines, as children, not clickbait, brothers, sisters, friends, and neighbors, not something to talk about on social media. As a city, we wrap our arms around the loved ones they leave behind and commit ourselves to collective healing, all while working every single day to build a safer, brighter Baltimore for our future. That work involves not only the efforts of our Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Safety Engagement, our police department, but also the collaboration of all city agencies in addressing the root causes of crime, but most importantly, every single person that lives in, works in, and say they love Baltimore, which is why I am joined here tonight by my fellow elected officials, council members, delegates, state senators, our agency heads to demonstrate our shared commitment to public safety. In 2022, we saw 333 homicides, 333 too many. And at the end of the day, any progress that we made hasn't been enough and won't be enough to bring back the lives of those that we lost last year to violence. As your mayor, as a Baltimorean, someone who has been to too many homicide scenes, and as a son of Baltimore who experienced violence firsthand, I stand before you today deeply hurt, tired, and disappointed. Any life lost to violence is one too many. We can never accept this loss of life as normal because it is not normal. We cannot allow ourselves to grow numb to it. And most importantly, we cannot resign ourselves to the idea that things will never get better. Things must change. I believe that the violence Baltimore has borne the brunt of for as long as I've been alive will change, because we, all of us, Baltimore, together, united, will make it change. Public safety is and will remain the top priority for my administration, and taking a comprehensive, coordinated approach to addressing violence is the way that we will do it in a critical manner. As we move through our second year of our comprehensive violence prevention plan, we are beginning to see some promising results. A 5% decrease in non-fatal shootings citywide, historic levels of guns off our streets, and a 34% decrease in homicides and non-fatal shootings in the Western District, where we pilot our group violence reduction strategy. But there is so much more work to do. For me, for everyone in city government, for everyone, clergy, every business person, every resident, every single soul in this city must commit themselves to doing more. There are no gimmicks or shortcuts. It will take unprecedented levels of collaboration, coordination, focus, and determination. But I believe that working together in an all-hands-on-deck strategy, putting aside egos, political ideologies, every single thing that we allow to divide us in our city, then we will truly see Baltimore become the best, safest version of itself. Tonight, we pause to grieve together, to honor those that we lost last year, to remember, to bring a sense of closure to the year 2022, begin healing our city, prevent trauma from festering and inflicting more harm on our communities, and set our sights on what we know can be a much better 2023. While this is a solemn occasion, I am hopeful of what we can accomplish together. Tonight's vigil honors and recognizes many other diverse traditions that make up our vibrant city. And with that, I'll now turn it over to Director Jackson for a few words of remembrance of those who we lost last year, and again ask all of Baltimore to do soul searching. looking at yourself, looking at those around you, of what we all can do to make Baltimore better in 2023. Thank you.
In December, we were shocked by the news of Stephen Twitch Boss' death by suicide. All too often, friends, loved ones, neighbors, or folks in the media have lost their life to completed suicide. We understand and know that out of the pandemic, we've seen a significant increase, not just here in the city of Baltimore, but all throughout our country. In 2020, nearly 46,000 people died of suicide in the United States. In the same year, men made up 49% of the population, but 80% of completed suicides. Our seniors are also not exempt to this growing epidemic. Over 85 or higher rates of suicide has increased significantly. And it's just alarming to know that death by suicide is the second leading cause of death between our young folks, the age of 10 to 14. Tonight we call the names of those who have died by suicide right here in our own backyard of Baltimore City. We extend our thoughts, our hopes, our prayers to the family members and friends of those who have survived, those who have taken their lives through suicide. And we remember their faces, but more importantly, their impact. And when we think about their impact, it can't go as far for us to think about the lost potential that we see. More importantly, we will take the passing as a sign to extend ourselves to others and ensure just asking folks, "Are you okay?" is not good enough. If that is you tonight, if you're watching, if you have a loved one, if you have a family member, if you have a friend, please extend your hand and understand and know how they really are feeling. The state of Maryland now has a suicide prevention number. We ask that folks dial 988, and there will be help on the other end of the line for you or for your loved one or even a stranger. Please remember, you are never alone, and when you're in the presence of anyone, they should never be alone.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. In the name of Allah, the All-Merciful, the Bestower of Mercy. As we remember the lives of those that we have lost due to suicide, we honor their remembrance by also remembering those who have been impacted by suicide. The families that we ask our Lord, Allah the Exalted, to cast a net of solace over them, and also by remembering those who are currently struggling with suicide. We ask our Lord that He guides us, that He guides each and every one of us to be more aware of the signs of suicide and assisting those that are graduating through the stages of suicide, be it ideation, or be it in the stage of planning, or be it in the danger zone where one has actually decided to commit suicide. And we simply ask our Lord that He bestows mercy upon all of the families that are living, that have been impacted by this, all of those that are continuing to struggle with this. And we ask our Lord that He allows us to learn from those that we have lost due to suicide, so that we can save as many as possible from going down that same path. Ameen. Thank you.